Hello, everybody.
Hello, guys.
Okay, how y'all doing? Hope y'all had a good weekend. Now we here to talk about the messiness of the vault. The recap for RHOA was it season 16, episode 4.
Yes. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. I hope y'all had a good weekend. Also, I am non-camera because I can get some things to work right now, so I have to kind of be non-camera. But make sure y'all jump in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and like the video. And let's get into this episode because I feel like this is a little juicy episode. I mean, on the scale of 1 to 10, I'm kind of rating it about a 7.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a little juiciness because we getting into the messiness. So we gonna talk about it. Let's see. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I would rate it probably about a 7 also. I think I'm not liking where Shamia's and Portia relationship is going, for one thing.
Oh my god,
I'm not
yeah,
liking that at all. I'm like, dang. So she come up on the show and this is how you play her?
yeah.
I mean, and it's
You
only evident. You can tell that Portia feels some type of way.
absolutely, and it seemed like it's so many layers just to that because I don't know that it's as much as she's just jealous that like she's going through a divorce and Shamia is living this life that she thought she would live. I don't think it's as simple as that, more so than what I've been saying this whole time that we've been even
She,
discussing Shamia.
yeah,
Um,
she's not. I don't think she's been a very good friend. I just seen. I was looking at an old throwback from when. I have to send it to you, but it's a throwback from when Shamia was going to get married, and Candy had said in the confessional, like, I don't even know why they still friends or something. And I'm like, cause
well,
Portia
that was
made every excuse not to go to that girl's wedding.
well, right. That was when she didn't go to the bridal shower or the Candy threw her little a party, right? She didn't
Mm-hmm.
go to that. And then she was also planning her I don't know, I don't think they didn't go to Nigeria, but her Africa wedding. And Portia is talking about, which is odd enough that she is jet setting everywhere she can now, but she was talking about the fact that she had blood clots and she was unable to fly for that amount of time. And then she was talking about the price, which, funny enough, while it was at the Balmain event, Portia snuck in a little, like, I can't be buying, spending my money here. I got to be, or
They had
spending
them on
money where
divorce.
money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She still kind of did that thing. But even then, I feel like fans, myself alike, because I'm not gonna lie, Portia is a favorite of mine, has been for quite some time. But even then, I didn't like that, and it did kind of show. It showed a crack there, and I feel like that's what Candy probably was, responding to or referencing. Is that yeah, your best friend is getting married and you're not basically doing all you can to make sure you're a part of everything that's happening with that. And it did feel like she may have had some um, feelings of envy about Shamia getting married and, it not being her. It
Yes.
seemed that way.
So let's get started then. As we said, this is the episode 4, The Vault. And I got my little notes here today. So we start off with Angela and Britt. And they're out for supposed to be a workout, but it's a workout walk. They got the dog in the stroller. And Angela is talking about how she's basically going through and revamping her properties and how Home Depot is like her best friend or favorite place to go or something to that effect.
Mhm.
Angela also is talking about situations where she has had her family in her marital business or whatever. So they're talking about how Charles and Angela Mama had gotten to it. And then Britt talks about her sister and her husband. How the sister says that Angela, not what's her name? Britt husband think he's her daddy or something. So they're talking about that dynamic. And then on the end of this whole conversation, workout, Britt brings up Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. So, and I think Angela, she had also talks about Shamia and wanting to move past their situation. So, what do you think about that scene?
You know, I think that I'm not sure how I feel about Britt.
Child.
And I don't know what her problem is with Kenya. And Kenya has never been my favorite person.
Mine either.
Time she's been on this show.
She hasn't been mine.
Let me tell you, I never ever would have thought this. Talk about what's not on your bingo card. I never would have thought that. I hate that Kenya moved the way she did this season because she seemed to be in some softer, nicer place. And I was actually wanting to get to see more about that. And I feel like it might have been maybe a play, you know, because she knew she was opening her spot and everything. But I don't know if it's the editing because she's not going to be a part after, you know, probably next week or so. But I was like, dang, like you was really seemed like you was about to get a pretty decent edit, you know what I mean? And I was looking forward to seeing that Kenya, like, and meeting her. She laughing and she just seems like she was in a better place somehow, even though I'm a little strange about some of the conversations, which we'll get to that later. But yeah, I don't know what Britt's problem is with Kenya. And like I said, Kenya has not been my favorite person. And I think that Kenya has been mean and malicious and, you know, hazing. I don't think what Kenya said to her at Shamia's party, I don't think it warranted what she's going through. Because I feel like and that's why I don't know about Britt. She seems to have something that she needs to prove. And I don't know why she needs to prove it to Kenya. Like I don't know. What I mean? Like I don't even know what you're trying to prove, and I don't know why you need to prove it to her. You know what I mean? And like I said, then this me making up stuff, honey. Talk about rumor mills. Maybe I'll do a whole bit. Maybe I'll try to do a deep dive and figure out like it did her husband tell her that Kenya was his, you know, like crush or, you know, his hall pass or like, because that's the type of energy it's given. It's given he's known her, you think she knew him. I don't know. Because I don't know. Why else do you need to? I don't know. What are you doing?
Well,
I don't know where she come from.
Well, I would I think sometimes when newer people come on the show, they want to go for try the top dog. And at that point, it was supposed to be Kenya and Portia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think she came in trying to make a moment from the jump with Kenya to me. You know, she complained about she didn't get a hug. And it's all about a fucking hug, which makes no sense. Yeah. I feel like, especially if we all dress up, and I understood what Kenya said, they got makeup on. She got makeup. I'm not gonna,
especially if you're not feeling her anyway.
Exactly.
Like picking at every little thing. Just go and go with it until you're able to actually have a conversation.
Exactly. So then our next scene is Shamia and her sister at her house. And Shamia breaks out her new song. It says she's working with RL from, what's the name of that group? Butter Love Group.
Yeah.
What's the name of that? She's working with him. And she said,
that's the name of the group. Next.
Next. Yes, next.
I wasn't telling you next.
Yes, next. I can't even sing this song. You got the butter love.
Yeah. Or
Okay,
and they got
too
you take
close.
real close,
Yes.
real slow.
Uh,
You're making it
Get it
hard
hard.
for me.
The
Okay,
baby is
yeah.
gone. I was sounding like the Billy Goat. I mean, not, never mind. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Anyways, we have Shamia. She's talking about her son, and she's working with RL. And the landscapers are out there, girl, mowing the lawn. She's like, God, dog. I mean, right here in the middle of filming, here the folks out here mowing the lawn. So Shamia also brings up how she wants to make amends with Aunjella because she's supposed to be uplifting women, and not, tearing them down. So,
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to figure out a way to bring, extend the olive branch. What you
Mm-hmm.
think about that scene?
I thought that was cute. She got her music video. Now let me just say this because we know Drew doing her music too, and I think we're gonna slide to her next, right?
Uh,
Um.
no, Portia.
Oh, okay. Well, let's. Hey, hey. Yeah,
Hello.
look. Hey, thanks for joining us. Um. So let me say, I like the song first of all, but
Mhm.
this is the thought that I'm having about Shamia. And don't get me wrong, take advantage of everything it has to come with being, a peach holder and the position that she's in as a peach holder. So having the song ready to come out, I'm with everything. But I don't know if it seems like a hobby as far as like
Yeah.
I don't know how much of an actual career that she wants to have with this. And I know she told us how long she's been singing. I don't deny it. Um, hey,
That's me, girl.
and so I I like the song. I thought it was cute. I'm just looking to see like where's this gonna go,
Yeah.
It's
I
a good
think it's
song. It's a great start, good
uh-huh.
song, especially where housewives and artists and songs in that area, in that realm. Yes, you are in the top 5, okay?
Yes, girl. Shoot. Hell, number one. Well, I'm telling you what, Drew's her
Actually, I like Drew's better. Yeah.
girl.
So that's
Yes,
why I said I'll wait till we get to her
girl.
before I
Yes,
even discuss her. But Shamia's definitely in the top 5.
yes. Drew's. I listened to her on CD or whatever you want to call it these days, and it's nice. I said, okay, now. I
Yeah,
said,
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it myself.
I'm
Um,
like, oh shoot, Dennis did his big one, honey.
you absolutely did, and you hear not for nothing. It is Atlanta, and I don't know what Dennis has, but what I would say is I feel like Atlanta is a place of connections more so
Yeah.
than money. And I would think that he is able to be connected in some form of way. So I'm not. It feels like even though we was making fun of him being the hot dog guy, I almost feel like I'm not surprised, but I'm very like I'm glad for her. I'm glad
Yes.
it doesn't feel like a flop. And see, the difference between that and Shamia is like she gonna, you know what I mean? Because I feel like she's gonna want to perform, and you know what I mean. I don't like Shamia. You want a whole nother baby still, and I don't
Girl,
know.
yeah,
Like
this
it
is the
doesn't seem
something.
like this is the. It doesn't seem like this fits in with what she told us her life was going. I don't know, but I mean, still great song.
Yeah, I think the difference between Shamia and Drew at this point is Drew is picking up and trying to run for her life. She got to make some money.
Sure.
Whereas, Shamia is a woman of leisure. So shoot, she can, I can drop this little song, sit back or whatever, have me a baby. I'm not trying to make, I'm not saying she don't want notoriety, but she's not in the same place that Drew is.
That's the truth.
So, so then our next scene is Portia meeting with her team. And girl, for the life of me, I think is it called Pampered by Portia?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
give you some of those sheets too. I had looked at them a couple years ago, but I forgot all about them in a sense. But I'm gonna give me a pair.
So we got Pepper by Portia and Go Naked Hair, and they're sitting there discussing, I guess, her business plan and what she's trying to do. And what's the guy? He just sat there and he shaded. He said he didn't know that Dennis was the who? The Quincy Jones or Barry
Yes,
Gordy?
that's what he called him. Didn't he call him Quincy Jones?
Okay, Quincy Jones of music, honey. Well, he did his thing. I ain't gonna lie.
That's Johnny. Now I don't. Now I might be wrong if that's her best friend, but that's who I was talking about. That Portia was talking about, and that is who Sheree was saying, "Who gonna check me, boo?" He must have did maybe some gastric or lost weight. Either way he lost weight, but that's him. That's that same Johnny.
Okay. So they're sitting there discussing that, and she's trying to, build her empire. What she called it, $1 billion. She wanted to build $1 billion empire. And she said,
when she said Cinderella had to
wake up. The soft life is over with, honey. I'm like, how soft was it?
And see, there go that little bit kind of peeking out because maybe you are a little envious, like that girl,
Yeah. Excuse me. Mm. And then, so what do you think about this scene?
I thought it was just cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it was just cool.
She tried to put the business.
It was nice to get a little cameo of Portia's cousin Londi. We remember her from Portia Family Matters.
Which one was her cousin?
Unfortunately, she passed away.
Are you talking about the big one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, like I said, it was nice to kind of see, her still working with Portia that way. Because we didn't know what that relationship was like after Portia Family Matters anyway. So that was cool. But yeah, it was just a fluffer scene.
Okay. So now we hear the next scene. We got Drew in the basement, man, honey. Mm-hmm. They out there. She pull up. He outside with the kids or however it went. And they out there playing the ball. She tried to run. He said, "Don't mess up your Achilles tendon or whatever."
Oh, wasn't that so shady, honey? Oh, Ralph is a hole.
So they're talking about co-parenting, and she calls him narcissistic. And then she had to look it up in her confessional to make sure she knew what it meant. And girl, Ralph gets a confessional and not Kenya. I said, damn. Hot mess.
That's the truth.
We get a tour of the basement. And they discuss how one of the kids came home and showed them something about the divorce or something that they stumbled upon. Because they're not talking about the divorce in front of the kids or something to that effect. Okay, so what do you think?
I mean, I feel like they live in the land of make-believe.
Girl, the Lulu
thing was orchestrated, like everything
else girl.
From them. It was awkward.
I thought they couldn't talk. I thought he had to be in the basement, so he decided he gonna film any damn way. Okay.
Yeah, he probably then coerced her into like somehow she probably got to pay him something. I don't know, child. But listen, like I said, I did think it was odd that you would have a storyline in which it only consists of having somebody else's, baby daddy as part of your storyline, and not the men that live under your stairs. Yes. But again, when we see them, it's kind of like, why? You know what I mean? Like
hey girl, with the production, want to know why he ain't got no shirt on.
Ralph is a character. He is ridiculous.
Was he outside or what? I'm like, okay. But anyway, I mean, he's good for TV, so that's what that is.
Yeah.
So then we come upon Kelly and Kenya, which I thought was a great scene. We got Kelly and Kenya at Kenya's spa, and they're, they're talking about the business and everything. And Kenya explains that she had put over $400,000 into that business, and thinking that she's worried about getting clients. And she asks Kelly, basically, how did she get her clients? Whatever. She's like, word of mouth. And Kelly explains that the guy that's there is her bodyguard because her husband had made a threat against her in court. And then we have Kelly in her confessional stating that she likes Kenya and she doesn't understand what's the issue between Britt and Kenya. So Kenya, they're talking, and Kenya, she shares, about her fears about possibly making a bad investment and spending up her daughter's college fund for this business. And she starts to cry. And Kelly was a comforter to her, and told her, basically God got you, and you're gonna have college fund for Brooklyn, and gave her some words of wisdom and some things to make her feel better. Your thoughts?
Well, I wanted to go back to Drew and Ralph really quick. Dang, I might have just forgot as soon as I thought about it. Well, I really did enjoy that scene between Kenya and Kelly. Again, I feel like that's probably when I thought to myself, like, I didn't think the day would come where I would enjoy watching Kenya. But I enjoyed that scene. I enjoyed that conversation. It made me kind of like Kelly a little bit more.
Yes.
Not that I dislike her, but you know what I mean. I kind of and big ups to the housewife, the first housewife to show up with a bodyguard and actually need one. Because when she got through with her story, it was like, yeah, okay, you're right. Like, you need a bodyguard, girl. And telling us about how much she's invested into her hair spa, which I meant to look it up already. You see how I be getting sidetracked because I want to see, is it open? Anyhow, so and me having my suite, even though it's not a hair spa, in no way, shape, or form have I spent anywhere near 400,000, but I know what it's like to step into something, to put your money into it that you don't know if it's gonna
make a return.
Yeah. So like
Same
I said,
with me.
I enjoyed watching that from Kenya. And again, never was on my bingo card. If it had been on my bingo card, I'd have just gave up right then because I know I wasn't gonna get it right.
Yes, because
what happened.
It made me feel sad for her. I'm like, oh, Kenya.
I mean, not sad because that's not. I mean, that's the thing about doing something like that. It's
no,
and also, I guess you know what? I'm sorry. I think I do understand that because I guess I kind of had that too because knowing now that we know what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I get right. I understand that because I felt that too. I did. I said, dang, you know what I mean? Like, dang, because I feel
Yeah,
like
you
that
fucked
was
up.
also a part of her showing her that softer side too. Because, like I said before in the previous video about somebody else, having a business. Oh, Destiny, right? Remember I said about Destiny, and
Yes.
she is filming for this upcoming season. Side note. And side note to the people in the comments, let us know what you're thinking so far about Real Housewives of Atlanta and this episode. But anyhow,
Yes.
What I know, Kenya is smart. She is not just smart, she is intelligent. So she know how to use what she know, and so she knows that opening something like this, she is gonna have to turn some of her, she got to turn herself around because who wants to come and have somebody service them, especially something, not that she's being, servicing, but if you're a villain, right? Now people might come so they can come and see, but like no, you got to switch up your, you know what I mean, your character, your persona. Like you have to become more likable in that sense. And I know Kenya has she don't have no name for her people, her twirlettes. But still, like, again, I felt like that was kind of a thought of hers too. Is getting along with Portia. You know what I mean, trying to usher in these new girls, not really hazing, because again, I don't think what she asked Britt, even though I was like, okay, look at Kenya. I did say Kenya was just being Kenya, but I didn't necessarily think it was anything malicious in a mean way. Kenya points out things. That's what she does. Yeah, but I enjoyed this, and I'm sorry, but you're right. I did feel a little sad about
Yes.
that.
And
Mm-hmm.
then also, I think, far as Kenya's business, being that she's not a cosmetologist or any of those things, I think I would have. I mean, maybe you would invest in, or maybe more of a spa, but most times when you're going to get your hair done or whatever, especially when it comes to us, we not going because the place is pretty. We going because
Mm-hmm.
the person who's doing our hair.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you get some
Well,
people who got
I
big
feel like this
clientele,
goes along with her Kenya Moore hair care.
yeah, but
Um,
she don't do
and
hair.
Well, no, she doesn't. She doesn't. And I don't know that. She doesn't. Oh, she doesn't. I felt like she did that more so she could kind of have her products somewhere that she could sell. Kenya's bougie, of course, is want to be kind of upscale.
Yeah,
Um,
I wonder how well her product did, because I guess my thing still for Kenya Moore's hair care, Kenya already had a bunch of hair. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So her background is not hair. I mean, hair products. You don't do hair.
well,
I
neither
don't.
is the lady who has Mael. She was a nurse.
Well,
She's not a
okay.
cosmetologist. Hmm?
Well, maybe the nurse might know something a little bit more than
And I
what
believe
Kenya
she
knew.
has a salon.
Well, I don't know about Mayel. I'm talking about her. And for me, if I was gonna get into a business, I gonna need to know how to run my business other than just doing the books and planning. I need to be able, in case I have a full house and I don't have enough people there working or whatever, people make
Mhm.
appointments. As far as the spa side, I would at least have to be an esthetician, whatever. I just could not
Mhm.
go into a business depending on other people to work.
I hear you on that, yeah.
So
But
that's why I think
if her plan, which of course it makes sense that she would plan to franchise it, that's
yeah,
exactly what you would be doing. You selling the name, like, so she's just really building up a brand. And along with the hair care, the Kenya Moore hair care. Now I've used Mael, I've used Stormy's,
I ain't
you
never
know, a
seen. Yeah, I use Stormy in my. I ain't never seen Kenya Moore hair care nowhere.
I've only seen her at Sally. That's
Okay,
where I've seen her
I didn't notice
products
it
at.
because I even
Hmm.
seen Kaleidoscope. But I ain't never seen Kenya
Hmm.
Moore. I done
I've
bought
used
Taraji.
Kaleidoscope, but I've never used Kenya Moore's line, so I can't say
Mm.
whether it might be good or not, and I don't know how well it does. I guess it does fine. She got money from somewhere. But I do think it's more about the brand in general, so that she can do something like that. But again, it sucks that she's not gonna get the full benefit of being on this season with that. And I think she has herself to thank for that.
Yes,
But we'll
yes,
get
yes, she
to it.
does. Okay, so then we go with Britt meets with her sister They either going out to lunch or early dinner. I don't know. And they're talking about their issues they have with each other, the issue that Britt's sister got with the mama, and all of that. What do you think about it?
Um, you said that this was Brit thing.
Yes, Britt and her sister share. You remember because she had that bad, ugly braids? Oh my God. I can't
She
help it.
did. What was that? Was they
Girl.
out to dinner?
Yeah, they was out to
I thought
dinner.
it
She
was
had it.
funny when she kept kind of mocking her. Um, but I don't know. You know, Brit, something is strange about her marriages to me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I think Britt wants to really prove that, like, okay, she's already said that when she sold her business, her and her sisters fell out. Like they didn't want to work or whatever. Then she says, keep saying that she was some kind of video vixen. She has not named one. I wonder the video vixen that she was she into the XXX videos? And that's why Key has that video of her or picture.
Maybe so. It's
It's
got
got to
to
be
be something like that.
because she ain't pointed to damn fucking video. No artist I
Mm-hmm.
heard other than she said she used to be booed up with Rick Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said,
Well, I
so
feel
her,
like the fact that she's married, maybe she don't need to, be kind of there talking about that stuff. I guess I don't know, but maybe like you, I feel like maybe you on to something.
yeah, so
Maybe you
I
on
just,
to something,
yeah, she wants to,
maybe Kenya and her know each other from I don't know somehow or something. Even though
I
I
don't
think
know.
Kenya has said that she didn't. I don't know because I said that girl got a hair up her butt for Kenya,
Yeah, I think
and
she just coming for the big dog and wanted to, already knew how Kenya rolled. She evidently was a fan and watched the show, and she coming for Kenya. Because when she said Kenya, I think she meant to try to say nice nasty, but she said nasty
right.
nice or whatever. Whatever. Okay, the next one we got Drew in the studio with Dennis. And Dennis know he ain't per portion, he ain't even supposed to be filming with Dango with Drew.
Right, exactly.
So there's a problem. There's a problem, Quincy Jones.
Okay, right. That's what he called him, Quincy Jones.
Come on, Quincy. Portia
But
ain't liking this.
listen, I like I said, Drew is sneaky. Like so,
Uh,
Drew know what she doing. So but get your coin, Drew. Drew is sneaky. Drew is desperate.
yes, that's the
Drew
word I was looking
is
for. Desperate.
yeah. Drew is desperate.
To me, it's not.
So, and that's like Portia said, like I understand what it is. That's the way I would kind of feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
and Drew did kind of single white female Portia. Like I would just let her be over there, like in her land of delusion. Get your coin. You come out with a hit. You got something on your hands. So ride it.
The
You know
land
what
of
I mean?
delusion, singing Delulu.
I mean, but ride it. Melody was able to turn her stuff up like after her songs and stuff. Women love to sing about heartbreak and stuff, honey.
Girl, that was Mary J. Blige's best years.
Mm-hmm. Women
Girl,
love it.
I love
So,
it. Girl, I didn't like Happy Mary.
she just needs to go ahead and look like she's ready to take advantage.
Girl,
Cause
yes. But the songs are nice. I will give it
yeah,
to
that's
Drew.
what I mean. Like it's not even like I agree with you. The even the songs that like us playing around and everything, um, I like them. Yeah,
Yes, honey.
I like them.
Girl, because even Kempire even got up there and basically did a promo for her.
I didn't watch his yet. I'm gonna watch it.
He
Maybe
did like a little short on Instagram is where I saw. But he was basically saying, because I guess he has a music background and really was saying how good her album is. He said, I hope that she doesn't get like the fate like the other housewives where people just like, oh, it's just a housewife making music, because it's really a good album. So, like I said, I was playing it. I went to Cincinnati Saturday, so I was playing that on the way there.
Okay.
I'm like, I really do like. It's like I know about two or three songs I really really like. I kind of had them in my playlist. But yeah, I said, a lot of them other established singers need to get the whoever's writing music for her.
Right.
Nice. Right. So then we got the women. They're getting ready to go to the vault. We got Shamia and Portia talking. Shamia's getting her face, made up. And you have Britt and Kelly talking also. So then finally the women get to the vault, which is in Bankhead. And everybody is supposed to wear black, but Kenya bust in there with teal on or whatever. They Shamia gives Aunjella the olive branch that's in the olive oil. And we have Shamia also presents her music to the women. And then Portia with her nice, nasty ass shades her friend down and said, that's Drew.
She said, is that you?
Yes, girl. Who said that? I'm like, bitch, why you do her like that? Because your record didn't do what song she had?
I don't even remember that song. Even when they played the clip, I'm like, I must have really went to sleep.
Girl was full of shit.
Was doing anything because I don't remember it at all. Girl. I did not remember it at all. Not one iota.
Wait, what's it called? Resuscitate? Hold
on. I don't know. Again, I didn't know she even had it. I don't know.
Girl, I got to damn Google it. But I think it was something to that effect. So then.
But yeah, that was shady. That was super shady as hell. That was as bad as when Kenya had Cynthia up there at that dinner in the sky.
Oh yes, girl.
For her with that wine. That's what that was, honey.
Shaded her down. But Portia, honey, the face, if she would have never said that, the face told everything.
She should have been the first one just, up clapping, even if she didn't like it. It was just ridiculous. And then which, now let me it's funny that she said it on that episode because I had already thought it to myself that their songs do sound very similar. And it's interesting that we know that they are being done by two separate people. So we know, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, Dennis doing, Shamia's too or anything like that. But they do sound alike. However, I think Portia was being super nice, nasty. I didn't like it. I'd like to say Portia is a favorite of mine. I usually can, I don't know, maybe let her, I don't know. I usually make excuses or maybe let her fly from here and there. But no, I didn't like that at all. That was so nasty. And it just kind of showed your hand. Like that you do seem to have a problem, and I think it's not, like I say, I think it's just a problem with her, where she is in the group more than anything. I think Portia wanted to be top dog. Shamia kind of is showing up as like she is,
She is the top dog.
But I don't think that Portia is used to that
Yeah, she wanted
You know,
Shamia to
I
play the
think
background,
right,
but
just
she
in
don't.
general,
Yeah, because when we even look at the cars, even though she had a Rolls Royce, she ain't got the kind of Rolls Royce Shamia got,
right.
and
With
it
that's a
just
shame they out there effing and and doing everything they can for a Rolls Royce, honey. Like y'all need to cut it out there in Atlanta. Like
girl getting them,
public
girl.
service announcement. Now listen, I am with Ra Ali on this one, and that was never on my bingo card either that I would quote or back up anything Miss Ra Ali had to say. But yes, why is y'all not asking for something like some stocks and bonds or some LLCs or something? Y'all out here wanting Rolls Royces. Man,
Girl,
come snatch it up soon as he get mad at you like that, like Kirk, not Kirk, what's Jasmine's baby did? The other guy, Rod, that man. He came and took that damn car from her right while she at the studio.
Jasmine who?
Uh Kirk's the baby mama Kirk had on Rashida. That goes
Oh,
hip hop girl. I just went over
okay.
there real quick. But we back.
Oh, so Kirk took the car back from the baby mama.
Took what back, honey?
You said Kirk took the car back from the baby mama.
No, not Kirk. The other guy, the guy that was
Oh,
her pimp, basically. Rod is his name.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I guess because I said, hey, what's the name? The brat said Kirk had bought her a car.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait a minute, was it a car? Hold up, shut up, Aunjella. Was it a
I look
car?
at you starting stuff.
He bought her something when he first met her, honey. But anyhow, she said that on the breakfast, no, but damn, whatever show that is, the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they play a game, they're asking questions. And then I forgot the question that was asked or whatever. But Portia says she heard something about Angela's. Okay, like I guess they asked about a three. Did she do 3 ways or bring anyone into the bedroom? And
Yeah.
she said, no, we don't do that. And Portia goes, well, I heard he was spicy anyways. And then she said, because she knows something about him. Why is she always knowing something about somebody else's husband, but she ain't know nothing about
Now listen. Now this is not me taking up. This just me like really kind of keeping it real. So I feel like Angela is really she's setting us up for something. I told y'all I think Angela and Charles are like similar to Kelsey and Kelsey Grammer and Camille.
Did you see what Wendy Williams had said years ago?
Yes, I saw that clip also. So that's what I mean. She's setting us up. It seems like for something. There is something that happened there. You know what I mean? And so I did see the clip. I believe Angela. I don't know where did I hear this on Kempire or did I see it? I thought she may have called herself like responding to that, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. But I have seen the clip, and basically that clip is Wendy Williams telling a story back in 2017 about running into Charles Oakley and his wife Aunjella Oakley. Now, this is at a time where we don't know who Aunjella Oakley is, barely know who Charles Oakley is, like because he hadn't played in so long. And maybe that I don't know. I don't remember when that happened to him at Madison Square Garden. I don't remember that, but maybe it was around that time also. Either way, no, I guess it couldn't have been because she was either way. She says bye to Charles Oakley, and Aunjella has a conversation with her, basically telling her like it's just a baby, in reference to her husband having an outside baby on her, to really kind of say there was a way to get past it and stay together. So in the sense of she did it, also. So, like I say, and then last week on the episode, her and Charles having the conversation at the house, and I think in her confessional, she let us know that they had split, lived apart. But she, it's funny that she didn't use the word separated necessarily. You kind of said we live separate, or I don't know. She worded it strangely to me.
As if they were living like what's the lady that played the original Dream Girl lady? What's her name?
Loretta.
Not her.
No,
The
I know
other
who
one.
you're talking about.
The one that play on Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, Cheryl.
Cheryl. Yeah.
Okay.
She and
Cheryl
her husband.
Okay,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her and her husband, they live 2 separate states. They've been living like that for years.
Yeah, that's the way she seemed to present it. That's what I said. She kind of worded it kind of strange. So I'm kind of like, well, was y'all, you know what I mean? But it also, because Charles is a NBA, even retired, I'm sure he able to get some, you know what I'm saying? And so it does seem like there's a door open to, like explain any of, I don't know, the stuff that might pop up. So back to what we was talking about with that, I'm saying with Portia being from Atlanta, I feel like Portia had been in a couple of videos. We know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though we just know her as Portia on the Housewives, she had been around, before then. And so yeah, I think I can. If he was around playing around, I think I could believe she might have heard something about him. You know what I mean? She young and what she married a football player. She probably was dabbling around in the circles looking for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I think I could. It don't seem that far fetched. Now, why she sat there at that table and said that to that lady?
That's what I was about to say. Why she said
right. That's a whole nother can of worms, because I think that was out of line.
Because I'm like, she know all this shit. Why don't she know nothing about what Simon was doing?
I'm trying to tell you, because listen, like, I'm gonna give it to you as good as you go give it. Yeah, you got enough stuff to worry about instead of being trying to tell her about what her doing.
Exactly, because honey, I would have clapped back on that ass real quick. What? What we all know about Simon.
Okay.
Shoot. And why you say that woman's husband?
Okay, now back to that. Okay.
Answer that question. Shit. Well, anyways, so we got the next one of the questions. You got Britt going to ask, swear that up and down she didn't write it, but wants to know if Kenya, I wrote it down word for word, I thought. I can't remember if Kenya can speak to Brett in a nice what girl, I can't see where I wrote it at, wherever. If she can speak to her in a nice tone or some shit like that.
Yeah. And, nicely, yeah.
Wait a minute.
She can speak to her nicely.
And Kenya basically says she can speak to anybody nicely. She's like, no, we're talking about me. I'm like, bitch, come on now. Why is you so thirsty for some attention from Kenya? I don't get it. You want this woman to, what you want to just squeeze and hug you and acknowledge you. So, Kenya told us that she kind of got smart. Kenya said, hey, the passes don't come for the queen. Girl, that set that bitch off. She said, did she even she quoted one of Kenya's dang on one of Kenya's sayings, because I didn't see it for you. I'm like, this girl kind of slow a little bit to me.
Yeah, I'm like, she might be.
Yeah, so you need to come have your own goddamn on reads. Because she's, I didn't see it for you. And Kenya said, thanks for using my catchphrase. And girl, she just got to really talking shit. So they were leaving, they gave out gifts. And okay, yeah, it's okay, you speak to Britt kindly without an attitude. So Britt get to talking shit as they were leaving, talking about because she got her, her pow pows and whips. And honey, she don't, cause this ain't no Hollywood shit. This is real life. She got real gangster when her husband got up there. Because this is real life. She said, what she say? She said, wait a minute. Well, she said, because I don't play those kind of games, and you gonna learn today.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I'm like, what?
So do we think that Kenya was vindicated by this scene though? Okay, so like I feel like for the longest time, everything surrounding Kenya's exit and what we I guess are going to see either next week or the following week. Because they may draw that out.
Yes.
But we knew that, and so we heard about that, and then I feel like the information we received about Kenya feeling threatened because she was threatened with a pow pow by what's her name now? Brit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we didn't necessarily understand the context.
We didn't.
We didn't understand if they were filming. Like we didn't understand that it like she kind of made it seem like it was something that was off camera. So big up to Bravo
Production,
for including this, because it is a different perspective just in general. Now for me, like I say, the big question is, does this vindicate Kenya? I think Brit went totally batshit crazy.
Yes, she did.
And again, we said this has been a running theme. This whole time we've been discussing her. We don't know what her problem is with Kenya, but definitely when Kenya called her a peasant, honey, that just sent her through the roof. And I think I don't know. I felt. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Kenya's response. I don't think it was equal, or I don't know if there's another word for it, but no, I don't think it was appropriate the way that she responded, which is like, I'm thinking, why we're not going to end up seeing her for the rest of the season. And I think that's unfortunate on Kenya's end that she can't at this point just really kind of own up for her own stuff. Because I think that the stuff that Britt did is gonna come out, and I think that there's a lot that Britt just gonna have to answer to on her own, without you trying to put some stank on it, put some salt on it, and make it something else. Because Kenya did on Tamara Hall's show kind of say that she threatened her and her daughter, which I understand why Kenya would do that, because she take 10 and make it 20. You know what I mean? Because well, if you're doing that to me, like I can't be there for my daughter, and you know what I mean? And again, all those things are true. Two things can be true at the same time. I think that there was a more appropriate way for Kenya to handle that situation, while there did need to be something done, about it. Because I do think Britt was out of line. And I don't know, like, I guess they was in the hood. I think Aunjella kind of mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, and Bankhead.
The place being in a bad neighborhood, but geez, girl, because I've even tried to put myself in that situation. I'm not hanging around nobody who talk like that, though.
Exactly. I think Kenya, because even when they're in Portia's car and they drive it off, Kenya stated, she said, this girl's a problem. And that, she needs to be gone. And I would have probably really pressed harder instead of doing all that. I would have made that girl be limited. Her ass would have been shut down to being a friend of or off the damn show.
Yeah, I think that probably, and I hope that maybe we get to see or hear a little bit more of, I guess, how this kind of plays out after, we see the actual event at Kenya's spa. even amongst the cast, like this portion of this season is probably the most interesting thus far, that we've been looking forward to. And I guess I'm wanting to know, like, what was it that would, what, like, are we going to know what had been done? Do you know what I mean? Are we
Yeah.
going to know how it had been taken care of? Because I don't know what the answer to it. I don't think, I don't think it's fair that Brit is there after. I'll say I can, yeah. I don't, I because so I guess I answer my own question in a sense about how was it taken care of. It does appear that it wasn't, because I don't think that's okay. And I thought about it, like, especially I work from home now, but like I just put myself like, what if I was in the office? You know what I mean? Like, could somebody, one of my coworkers, would there be any, let's just say there is something that would be that serious that we are, you know, she has a problem, and if she starts to say, you know, oh, I have my pow in my car, and I
Yeah.
got whips and chains, and you know, somebody talking like that around you out loud, that is a threat. Yeah. It's something adjacent to one, you know,
Yeah.
and so I don't think that, you know, that's why I say, like, I don't even like Kelly being her friend in a sense. Not to say you end your friendship over nothing or stuff, but I mean, it feels like you might be hanging with somebody a little more violent or something.
Did
I
you
don't know.
notice that Kelly even said security?
Right. I thought that Kelly maybe was saying that more so, you know, because she was needing to walk outside. But, you know,
Okay,
because
baby.
that's what, because I heard her say, she like, and that's the thing. Even during that whole thing, what I kept also noticing is that, you know, she was antagonizing Kenya. You know, she kept saying it, and let me get my husband. Where my husband? That's what I noticed too. She the new Kim, huh? Your husband drive you around everywhere, but let me go get my husband. My husband. And yeah, I got what I need. So I felt like I heard Kelly tell her, "No, I got Kenny. Like, we ain't got to worry about that. I got Kenny." So I feel like she was saying that to her in a sense to like get her to stop and calm her down, you know. But I felt like it was more in reference also to like the neighborhood, because I don't think that Kelly registered that what she was saying was in reference to Kenya.
Yeah, and then my thing too with this whole Brit thing is, dang it, how this was nothing for. I mean, Kenya did some shit to people.
Oh
She
yeah.
only called her a peasant, and you pop off like this. To me, you are unstable to be on the show. They don't know you like that. You talking about pistols and pop-outs and whips? Really? I think she shouldn't be on the show. You
No,
know.
I do agree with that. I do think that I like I said, as I was saying, it'll be interesting to see how they, you know, handled it. Like I said, I guess I answer my own question. If she's still there and filming and showing up to things, able to go, like they went to the Atlantic Hawks game
Yeah.
a few weeks ago. So yeah, clearly they didn't handle it, and I do think that's a problem. She shouldn't be on there. Yeah, because if that happened to me at my job and I took that to HR, because that's where it's going, you know, I would expect, so I don't know. Now, what is it? Fired? I guess I don't think there's any other thing. Yeah, we'll have to be fired because you
Yes.
will have to know that this is your workplace, and that ain't what you can say at your workplace. Yeah,
Because she would. I mean, from what we see, this only the 4th episode in. You ain't even been here that long, and you talking shit like this.
exactly.
I don't know. Somebody up there must have really not liked Kenya.
Yeah, you know now.
They're
Yeah,
tired of her shit. They ain't let her get a confessional in.
That's what I
Nothing.
feel like. Yeah, she
They
must
done
have
gave the
been playing
basement man one.
up there with the Bravo exec.
Girl.
And maybe so, like, now, even though I've not had to say much about Kenya because Kenya has been playing nice and I enjoy seeing Kenya this way. Let's not forget Kenya has been. If she's been a nightmare to watch, I can't imagine has she been to film and to be around. And then with her story, let's just go there because I thought the oddest part about watching Kenya and Portia ride off together in the same car was the last time we saw them on the screen together. Like it was like, not on the bingo card again. Did we think that we would go from that to this?
Yeah.
And so, which good, I guess, but it's just a little weird. It's like we in Bizarro land, or Bizarro world. Um, but what was I going with that? I got all sidetracked. But I think, like I say, I think Kenya just handled it wrong.
Yeah, she did.
She really did. She really did. And again, that's not excusing Brit. I think Brit needs to be gone also. I feel like Brit probably should have been on some type of
Probation.
pause. Yeah, like after that particular moment. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. She should have been
and so
filming it off.
that would have not fueled Kenya to make the decision she made. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And
And
then too, like I fought Kenya too, because another thing, like even if you was gonna do that, as nasty as that was to me, um, why use your own salon, your own business?
exactly.
Like
That was just stupid.
that wasn't smart. Now, and I give Kenya a lot of credit for being smart and intelligent. That wasn't either.
Girl, I wouldn't waste my time with her at my event, not no kind of event like that. But then you notice on the ride off to Glory, wherever the hell they was going with the tongs in the back, not the thong, but the tongs.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I said. Who would have thought we would see them riding off that way? And the last time we saw them at the reunion, Kenya was calling her a hoe.
Yeah. And they Kenya makes the remark about Charles Oakley. She ain't going nowhere near him because she don't want no problems out of Aunjella.
So
I'm like,
Charles
what?
Oakley name is out in the streets. That's what that means. And Aunjella Oakley probably know that already.
But you think he would just be that bold? He ain't no Apollo. You think he'll do some shit in front of his wife?
I don't know if it's that he'll do things in front of his wife, but again, I'm comparing him to like a Kelsey, and even though Kelsey and Camille Grandma are a little different, because who would I think it was maybe more like a Mia and G type of deal, more of an arrangement type of deal, or going back to Kelsey and Camille, more of a I am here to help you do this. Like it might not be something that he's planning on continuing with her. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he came there because they are married. She did make it seem like they were just now getting back together and starting to work on stuff. That's the way she made it seem. Go check, I'm telling the audience, go check back on. I don't know. I think I did that last week when we did our recap. I, kind of mentioned that then. So yeah, they're not lovey-dovey. And Charles Oakley is a basketball player. He retired, even though I still think he is, able to pull it. You know what I mean? Because all you need is some money and a little status. They giving the rappers who ain't got no name more, but you know what I'm saying, less. So Yeah, he out there in those streets. And I like I said, and I think Aunjella know. I feel like that video with Wendy Williams validated that, confirmed it, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I think he's just here to help her get this off the ground. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
We have to see though how how they continue to show up them two. But it feel like we being set up for it already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So well, I,
Ooh, excuse me.
bless you, bless you, bless you.
Excuse me, y'all.
You sneeze, I've been coughing all night.
Mhm.
So
You got you some cough drops?
yes, they downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, but so that was the end of the episode. I think it's gonna be explosive next week and the week after or whatever.
Well, I feel like they probably will drag that out. I think they are. I'm gonna set my mind up for the fact that they will. But I want to hear somebody, y'all. If y'all in there, y'all listening, drop down in the comments. Tell us what you think. Like, did this vindicate Kenya? I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people feel like it did. What do you think?
I think that it vindicated her as far as what Britt was saying that she was not being what's the word I want to use? Didn't threaten her.
Mm-hmm.
So we see, to me, it was definitely a threat.
Mm-hmm.
I would have took it as a threat because
Yeah, I
you
think I
see,
would have too.
because normally Kenya would, get up in somebody's face, talk shit back. But at one point, it seemed like Kenya, I felt like, was a little scared.
Yeah.
Especially you get to talk, because I don't know this bitch. All the other bitches that used to be on the show was there before her mostly, and she know how they roll, and she could do all the little stuff she used to could do, and we know ain't too much going to happen other than when Portia dragged her ass across the stage.
Right, yeah, she wasn't expecting that one.
Girl, that was a good one. Oh Lord, I loved it. But I feel like this girl, for what little offense, if any, that Kenya did to her, didn't warrant none of this.
Oh, not at all.
It just was ridiculous. I think the
It
girl,
really told her slip. Like, you are
yes.
very insecure.
So the girl came, I feel like at the time, she came for the OG on the show. Maybe she really didn't look at Portia being the OG, since Portia had been off the show, But I feel like that Kenya, she handled it wrong, because I would have never did that. I would have came at her another way, because I would have came and hit them pockets.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
She wouldn't been able to film, and I would have made it. No, I'm not filming with her. But
that's not what she did, because that's her MO to me. Kenya feels like she the first housewife that showed up with security but didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she do stuff like that. That's why we kind of felt that way during, finding out this, because we know that she will exaggerate.
Yeah.
Make something, bigger than
it was. But she should have did that, because mess around and lost your job.
Yeah.
But I would have came at that girl pockets, honey. I'd have been up there with corporate, just like how that girl came at Kenya and make Kenya lose her job. I'd have been that hard. No, bitch, you ain't about to work.
Yeah, I agree.
You about to be demoted to friend of, if that.
Okay.
Bring Candy back. Somebody, shit. Because we don't need her here no more. And did you notice Cynthia wasn't in this episode at all?
Yeah, I did. Well, she's a friend of.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I expect we're gonna see her next week, because that's Kenya, or I think depending on how we get to Kenya's hair spa. Well, I figure we're gonna see her anyway, because she's probably gonna be in town helping Kenya. But I figure it will be different to see Cynthia kind of popping in and out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But depending on how it go, I felt like Cynthia not being there was okay. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Well,
I'm enjoying getting to know the new girls. Like I said, even though I feel like I'm definite. I don't like Brit.
yeah, I
Um,
don't like her either. I like Kelly. I really do.
I do like Kelly.
And I was watching Watch What Happens Live. Kelly is supposed to be 5 feet tall. I thought she was under 5 feet. I'm like, shit, we probably the same damn height.
Oh, that's so funny.
And she look, I said, but maybe because everybody here is tall. Because before it was kind of, they had the talls and the shorts.
Uh-huh.
So she's only, because I think Kenny is only like 5'2", 5'3".
Mm-hmm.
I said, but Kelly looks so damn little. I thought she was like 4'9".
That's so funny. Yeah,
I
she
said, but
did. I thought she did really good on her Watch What Happens.
yes.
And that's another thing that's making me. I had that thought too because I didn't watch What Happens last night, but I watched it today, and I thought to myself like this. I'm really in. I mean, the season is not like bombshelling. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's not like, oh my God, you just gotta watch it. But as a Real Housewife of Atlanta fan, I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the new faces, getting to know them.
Yeah.
And that is trickling off to Watch What Happens. I feel like I haven't even watched Watch What Happens as much as I have lately, even
Me
just
too.
in the last 2 weeks, because I feel
Yeah.
like in the last 2 weeks I watched it, and I can't tell you the last time I had watched Watch What Happens before then. And so because I'm looking at I think Aunjella was on there. That's who I watched first time. And so just to get to see how they do, in their introduction and how they go, how they answering questions and everything. And both of them did a good job to me. And so yeah, so far so good. I think it's like the little engine that could, like I say,
Yeah.
it's not explosive or anything right now, but it's enough going on. Yeah, it's enough. And I'm sad to get ready to go into I guess what we see is kind of looking like the demise of Portia and Shamia's,
Yeah.
friendship. And it sucks because the shit I feel like the friendship is definitely gonna change because I don't know how many like how would Gail and Oprah's relationship be if you know what I'm saying?
Yes. If the roles reverse.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if Oprah, able to, I mean, so that means that.
Yeah, I feel like them as people that we know, you know what I mean? Like they probably would be fine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they done read enough books, they got all the healing they need to be able to get through that.
Girl, all the self-help
However,
books.
but just as an example, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that because that's kind of what that is, because it's not to say that we're not putting Shamia in this clearly in this pocket to be like, oh, she was down and out, like that's not the case. She just seemed to had always, played that part
In their friendship. It,
yeah.
it just shows to me that Portia was not a good friend to Shamia, period.
I
She
guess
looked
that's right. You'll just say ever, huh?
ever no, because especially, from what we can see on the show, that Shamia was supposed to be the sidekick. She was the Robin to Portia being Batman. But when we really find out that really Shamia is Batman in the whole Gotham city.
Right.
And Portia, I really do feel like she wish she could have the same or more than her friend, because she was supposed to be the head bitch in charge.
Yeah. And she
And the
do seem
friend
to
is
have she's not handling that well with her friends. And I'm not liking seeing that part of Portia. I'm not used to seeing her be play like mean, like how she did with Angela. Um, I don't know. We're gonna see.
yeah, because I didn't like the whole time when Shamia's song was on. and the faces that Portia was making, I'm like, bitch.
Yeah, that was
Does that resuscitate song you made sound like crap?
nasty. What they say, that's the devil's work.
Girl, the devil's work, honey.
That was
And you talk,
nasty.
look, she talking
And not
about
for nothing, I like, again, their relationship is definitely gonna shift after this first season, even if they remain friends. Like, PJ did have her birthday party, and I did see Shamia's daughter was there. I didn't notice Shamia. That doesn't mean that she wasn't there. But I did not notice her. And so what I mean is that I'm sure that they're going to stay in some type of cordial type of space. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Like, cause we still got to get to the reunion, honey. And this is Shamia's first reunion. Now, while I am speaking on Shamia, let me point out, I didn't like her mean girl streak either. The jokes were funny when she got in the confessional about the
Angela
beating.
knows.
Yeah. But I just thought to myself, like, yeah, Shamia, it felt forced and it felt like you just starting something. But anyway,
I think they tick for tag.
no, because actually I haven't heard Angela. Angela didn't get back in her confessional and
No,
see.
she didn't. No, she didn't do back in the
Yeah,
confession.
Angela didn't do that. That's why I say you feel like, because you did this confessional after you
Yeah,
came up with the fact that you wanted to give her that olive branch. So
branch.
what happened to that? And again, it was just like the joke. It wasn't natural. We talk about the rehearsed reads and stuff. You know what I mean? It felt, not that somebody had to give it to her, because I think Shamia can be funny on her own from what I see, but yeah, I think she thought about it already. Kind of like the Michael Jackson knows in the first place, or the 90s knows, whatever she did. Like, you know what I mean? It's something she's been saying already. And so
Yeah, looking like LaToya Jackson.
So yeah, I didn't like that. Like, even though it was funny, and I don't know, I guess mean girls everywhere are all laughing about it, but I thought it was nasty and it wasn't as funny as you thought.
I guess she said, after you call me Flavor Flame.
Well, yeah, again, they call themselves moving on, and you the one bringing
keep bringing it back. She just couldn't let it go.
So yeah, that's nasty and mean. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It wasn't her, that did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be something to see that. But yeah, I feel like they will probably stay cordial to each other. And like I say, hopefully, because they still have a reunion to go. It'll be Shamia's first time at the reunion. So, she might pop off. I don't know,
Oh, yeah, her first time as a peach holder. But that one time she came there, she
definitely gonna get first chair.
Oh yeah, she definitely is.
Now, do we think that Kenya is going to come back for the reunion? I feel like they have to bring her back.
I hope they do. I really do, because they should see what the fans are saying.
Like a video.
They should see what the fans are saying now, because ain't nobody liking Britt.
Oh, not at all.
And then Britt had a nerve. She put out somewhere that she didn't mean it like that. She ain't never been in the fight. She ain't that type. Girl, you was talking hella shit.
It didn't sound like it. And then, like I said,
about this a real world. This ain't no Hollywood.
Right.
I don't play them
games. Who talk about what they have in the car, like they got to pow, pow, pow if you don't.
Exactly. And whips. What you gonna do with some damn whips?
Right.
I ain't never heard nobody say that. Ain't no damn slaves around here. I don't know. I don't like Britt.
I don't either.
Yeah, I like Kelly. Aunjella, I guess okay, but I don't like Britt at all.
And I don't either.
And you I really don't like her. She got me feeling sorry for damn Kenya.
Honey, that's what I said. What was not on my bingo card.
Yeah, no, not on mine at all. I got me feeling sorry for Kenya. Got me kind of going up for her ass. Because I don't like Britt now.
It was doggone wrong, though. It was wrong.
Because I don't understand this whole beef. And hopefully we do get to the bottom of it. And if it's just that she wanted to come at her, shame on you, Britt. And
Yeah.
shame on Kenya for letting this girl
Yeah,
get in her
like
head like
really.
that. And you
But you
just,
know, karma, that
yeah,
karma is something, you know what I mean? I
yes,
think Kenya, like, and I thought it was interesting that she did a couple posts last night.
yeah,
So I think she's been active on Twitter, every week when the show airs.
uh-huh,
I know one of her tweets was saying it's so painful to see my storyline being told
yes.
by someone else. With that being said, I really appreciate Kelly being so kind and supportive to me. This had to be after that scene with them at the spa.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a really, I like that scene. That's what we like to see, ladies. That's what we like to see. But then, so this is the tweet that I said, "Oh, here comes the old Kenya," because I know she's been waiting all her life to say that. But it's but the tweet says, being the longest standing RHOA member threatened with whips and pistols by a newcomer 3 weeks into filming. Seeing this obsession play out is crazy. I wanted protection and assurances that the threats would be taken seriously. I may be strong, but I'm not bulletproof. I thought that being the longest standing RHOA member, that is the phrase that I think Kenya has been waiting at least the entire time she stepped onto the show to say, because, and this is what I mean by karma, it seemed to be that it was her MO to get Nene. Affect her in some way, make her a fan non-favorite, and ultimately, take her spot as, the HBIC. And I guess at the point in which those last two seasons we will not speak of anymore after this season, I think she thought that she had been. And then with Candy's exit, uh, she would have been able to kind of coin, being the longest, member of Real Housewives, even though she came in season 4 or 5.
With
Uh
Portia.
yeah, with Portia, but Portia had left at this point. Is she not included? You know what I mean? So it would have been true for her if she had finished out the season. But it's such a dang thing because it's like, girl, you came in 5 years later. Like, stop it. I'm
Well, I was
just
gonna say,
like,
well, yeah, because she got one more year than Portia, because remember she sat out 1 year when she was pregnant.
right, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. She didn't film.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But yeah, I'm pissed with Britt. Got me taking up for damn Kenya ass.
I hear you, honey, because I am too. You hear me? I am too.
Girl, I never thought I'd see the day on March the 31st of
Honey, it is a full
2025.
moon or hell has frozen
You
over.
ain't lying. I'm up here taking up for damn Kenya and feeling sorry for her ass. Well, that's what we got. That's all. That's it.
Yes, yes, yes.
So was Kenya vindicated or not? Let us know in the comments. How y'all feel about this situation?
Yes, like
It's
what
so
do you think the proper protocol should have been? Was Kenya, do we think Kenya is right to feel how she does? And should she have a seat at a chair at the reunion?
yes. She
Mm-hmm.
should have a chair, and they just killed me with giving a rough damn confessional. I said they
Honey,
got the basement man with a confessional. Girl,
honey,
you know
yes
that's some
they
shit.
do. Yes, they do.
Go ahead, give Quincy Jones one too. Then
Okay, right. That's who next, right? We're gonna see Dennis next.
yeah. So y'all going over there to what's that? Apple. I listen to Drew music on Apple.
Okay.
And you can stream it on there. I see one of her songs was on YouTube, so I imagine all of them must be there.
Okay.
But I really like Drew's music. I said I don't even care for Drew as
I don't like her. I mean,
a cast member of the
I
show.
don't care for her.
Yes, but
But
honey,
yeah, I think her singles that we've listened to, they sound good.
yes,
Um, and listen, Drew needs it, so I'm rooting for her. You
yeah,
know,
I root for her too.
yeah,
I
I'm
hope
rooting
she get a
for her.
Grammy. I hope she be the next. Uh, Never mind.
Oh,
I was gonna say Beyonce, but I don't think Drew can dance.
oh well, yeah, honey,
But
that's
you,
French.
I hope,
But
I hope,
so maybe she'll be the next Lauren Hill.
girl, hell no. Uh,
Well,
but it
I'm
sounds
saying
good.
maybe this album will do so
To
well
set
that this
herself,
will be
yeah,
something she can eat off of for the next 20 years.
yeah, I hope so. Cause I like that Delulu. I said, cause that I like that delusional. I think that is cute. It seems like it'd be a good song on TikTok if it was a catch hold or
Okay.
whatever. But I really like that. I like the one. Um, what is that one? Spinning the Block. I like that.
Hmm.
Um, she has some good writers, I would say. So y'all, people, whoever write for her, if y'all putting out music, you need to find out who did this hooked her up with, cause he did his thing.
Right,
Go ahead,
right.
Quincy, the hot dog man did it.
Okay. So
What
about,
Portia
don't
said,
play with me.
"Yay,
I know
baby
what
daddy."
I'm doing. I know what I'm doing,
That's
Dennis.
right.
Okay, Dennis.
He
And
said,
Portia is being supportive of that, which she better, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
cause if he get more money in his pocket, you know what I'm saying? PJ means she taken care of, she good, you know?
that's right. That's right.
Get
Now,
on the
Peach
get on the same, get on the right page.
is
Drew need a check, honey.
she
She need
do?
all the checks she can get. Ain't no point in you coming in trying to stop it, honey. She already got somebody up under her stairs giving her hell. She don't need you on her ass, Portia.
Yeah. So I'm like, so well, sometimes, that desperation and that hunger, it feeds you, honey. And I hope her album does well. I hope it goes
I hope
for
it does for
platinum,
her
diamond.
also.
I really do. And maybe she can come off our screens.
Well, that would be wonderful, honey, because I can't take no more of that one, honey. She makes up a lot of stuff.
Girl, that's why I thought it was so funny she come up with a delusional song. But I like it though.
Okay, was she talking about herself? Hopefully.
Well, she talking about her
I thought
husband.
it was strange that she had to look up the gaslight. I mean, not gaslight.
Narcissist.
Narcissist. Oh, so which one did she look up before? Was it gaslighting then? Because I thought
Did
she had
she?
looked that up before,
She
and so
probably
that's what I
did.
said. Okay, I'm like, you had to look it up again. So what's strange to me about Drew, because what the message I got from that was, um, you even not to say she's not supposed to be divorcing him because their marriage was not good, and so they should get a divorce. But it's like you let everybody else tell you you needed a divorce, so you seem to not know why you getting a divorce yourself, really, because you had to sit up and look that up. Like, ain't that the reason you divorced him? Like, ain't that like embedded into your brain? Girl, bye.
Girl, he's supposed to have been a person who cheated all the time.
That's what she said. I mean, he went to Tampa, didn't tell us, so I
Showing
mean,
up
we
dead.
all agreed that he had to be doing something out there.
Yes, he has. So, but anyways, y'all let us know how y'all feel about Brett and Kenya's situation. Was Kenya vindicated? Should Britt be on the show still? I think Bravo needs to do something with her.
Yeah, I don't want to see her.
I don't. I do not. Not at all.
And she shouldn't get to see that watch what happens. Like there in some way, shape, or form, there should be something, especially after this air. And now, huh, I don't know, when does Andy and I don't like, maybe I shouldn't hold Andy accountable for like every little thing, you know what I mean? Like, but he's the face of who these girls' bosses is, you know what I mean, in my eyes. So it just feels like you mean to tell me you didn't think that was wrong. And I'm surprised that they did not bring it up last night on Watch What Happens.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. So do you think? I was thinking maybe Brett might be at Watch What Happens live this weekend, along with maybe
I'm thinking that she shouldn't be. I'm thinking that she shouldn't be. I'm thinking in some way the public does need to see something. Like that's not okay behavior. Well, not for the housewives.
No.
That's not the same thing. I'll drag you. Like I don't think those are the same things.
Girl, she was talking hella shit.
And so yeah, I think that like I say, if they didn't do nothing before, which clearly they didn't because she filmed the rest of the season, I think that now that it's aired, and at least it appears that information is released that nobody knew, even though I know that you all knew this ahead of time, already. I think that there does need to be some ramifications with her now. And so maybe Watch What Happens is that, you know what I mean? Like maybe she should sit down for a little bit until we get to the reunion and get through it.
Uh-huh. Well, something's got to happen. So there you go. Y'all let us know. Drop down these comments. Come out the daggone bushes and talk to us. Please like, share, and subscribe to my page, Word on the Curb, and to Brandy Janae. Put your notification bells on so you know when we go live. We do our live for Real Housewives of Atlanta on Mondays, and on Sunday we do a weekly recap. So you got anything else going on this week?
Not really. Not really so far.
Okay, and I plan to do a recap of part 1 and 2 of Married to Medicine's reunion, whenever my voice gets better.
Okay, well maybe I'll join you for that because I haven't done Married to Medicine. Me and Azara haven't got on, so maybe I'll join you for that.
Okay, so maybe I'll try to plan it tomorrow. Maybe, hopefully I'll be doing better. But yeah, hey, so that's it. That's all. Good night. Y'all have a great evening.
Good night. Y'all.